In the past few years, thousands of new neighbors moved into the neighborhoods just west of U of A. They are students in huge high-rise dorms.
They had all the rooftop amenities, and that noise goes off into neighborhoods to the west and to the north. And it really impacts the quality of life for people who live there, who invested there, who've lived there for decades. And some people have told me that we can't even go on our front porch at some times of the day.
Chris Gans with the West Campus Neighborhood Association says it has driven some residents to move out.
The need and the market for more student housing has made this giant building boom continue to boom, and there's no real sign of it leveling off.
Chris Gans wants the university and city government to work to diversify the area to include more of a mix of businesses and housing for other groups. Most of this development is in Councilmember Steve Kozachek's ward. He says if an area is already zoned to allow high-density development, the city cannot legally rezone to prevent a big building.
And that's why we have to be making sure that we're working with the developers so they're in contact with the neighborhood and they're talking about things like traffic and setbacks, and so they're not just building a 15-story tower immediately next to a single-family residence.
Kozachek says as incentives, the city can offer breaks on some city building requirements in return for developers making changes that mitigate a building's impact. He says developers based in Tucson have been sensitive to how a building can affect the neighborhood. But he says out-of-state developers build many of the biggest buildings, and they can be less sensitive to their impact on the neighbors around them. Craig Smith, KGUN-9 on your side.